Okay, so you're considering or you have committed to beginning a small group. And one question you're probably asking yourself is, who do I invite? Who's going to come to this small group? That's a great question. It's actually a question we've all asked ourselves as we started a small group. You know, when we study the life of Christ, one thing we learn is that before Jesus went and asked the disciples to be his disciples, did you know he spent an entire night in prayer? Now, while Scripture doesn't really tell us exactly what Jesus prayed for, I do believe that Jesus spent this time in prayer and asking God that he would nudge Jesus to know just whom to ask to be his disciples. And also, I think he also prayed that God would nudge their heart to respond to his invitation. Now, I know we're not asking people to be our disciples. We're inviting them into a small group. But I think it's just as important for you and I, as we begin thinking about who we're going to invite to our group, that we really take time to pray and ask God who he would want to be in this small group with us, because these are people that we're inviting in to our life to have conversation with, to help us how to know and love Jesus just a little bit more, to help us grow in our faith. So it really is important. Take time to pray and ask God, God, who do you want in my small group? And as you're asking God that question, ask him to nudge their hearts to respond as well. Another thing I'd encourage you to do is maybe just take out a sheet of paper and think about your own spheres of influence. You know, who is in your family that you would want to invite out to your small group, that you'd want to have this conversation with? What about the sphere of influence of where you work? Are there people that you work with that you would like to have this conversation with, that you'd like to invite in to engage in Scripture, to share life with them? Maybe you're a parent and you have kids that are involved in Little League. What about other Little League parents? Maybe there's some of those that would want to come in this conversation with you and you'd want to invite them out. Or maybe you go to the gym, or maybe part of a civic organization. Just think about those spheres of influence, who may be in there, make your list of names, and make the ask. Hey, we're praying for you to begin your small group, and thanks for stepping out and inviting people into this conversation.